Hi guys, it's Jessie Holton here, your Stampin Up Demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com. How are you today? Thanks for joining me for another craft video. Today I'm using these two stamp sets. So Butterfly Gala is part of a bundle with this punch, and it comes from the new Occasions catalogue, 2019 Occasions catalogue. And the lovely Lattice stamp set is a freebie that you get with the Celebrations catalogue. During January, February and March 2019, we have the celebration promotion. So for every $90 you spend in Australia, you get to choose one of these beautiful little items for free. And there are lots of good things to choose from in this little Celebrations catalogue. So the $90 doesn't need to be just Occasions catalogue stuff. It can be anything from the annual, the Occasions, or even the clearance rack. And for every $90 increment, you get to choose another freebie. So there is some great stuff. If you need a copy of the catalogue, if you don't already have a demonstrator whom you order through, please get in contact with me and I will post you a catalogue anywhere in Australia. And today we're making some little brusho cards with Emboss Resist. So let me pop this aside. We're starting with some shimmery white cardstock. I like to use shimmery white because it's built to take up more water than what the normal cardstock is. So I'm going to start with my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to give it a quick rub. This is a really important step for clear heat embossing images, and I'm just going to stamp this in the middle. And it's clear, so you can't really see. And I am also using clear embossing powder, so you won't really be able to see the image until after I've put the brusho on there. Now I like to keep my embossing powder in these takeaway containers, and I just use a Project Life or Memories and More card. You can also use a piece of cardstock or a bit of thicker DSP, designer series paper. Will do the trick. And now that I've got the powder on there, I can actually see the image. And I don't know if you can. It's coming up there quite well actually. And you can see that all of the image is stamped really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and run the heat tool over that. The heat embossing powder goes really glossy when it's melting. So as soon as it starts to go glossy, you can just move along and it'll just really start to melt quite nicely. And this is my box that I keep for doing brusho and that sort of thing. And I'm just going to use some of the yellow embossing powder. So this is the little tub that it comes in, and you get 5 in the pack. So you get mossy green, which has actually got purple through it as well, brilliant red, Prussian blue, and gombrage, which is orange. So when you get it, it does have these little tabs, and it makes you think that maybe you should just take off the lid. But please don't take off the lid, because your powder will go absolutely everywhere and it will be a waste. It just needs one little hole, and you just tap it like a salt and pepper shaker. And you really don't need a lot. You can see I've got a couple of little sprinkles here and another little sprinkle down there. It's going to look different every single time. But if that's not your thing and you want to control it more, you can actually put it in a little bowl with some water and add a little paintbrush and paint it on. But I'm just going to do it this way today with the spray. And here's the magic. So I've just got a spritzer, and these come in a 2-pack for $5 from Stampin Up. Okay, so now that's nice and wet. So you can actually just use the aqua painter to add the water to the paper as well. I'm just going to spread that colour around a little bit. Now, if you've got more patience than me, you can wait for it to air dry. So that was actually just one of the order boxes with a bit of the brown paper that comes with our orders. And it makes a really good little area to spray into. That's quite pretty, isn't it? And this is the thing with Brusho, it will never ever look the same. It will be different every single time. Okay, so now I'm going to, I'll do this other You've Been On My Mind. And we'll do some more butterflies as well. Do this pretty Mandela type butterfly. I'll do some copper heat embossing. So I'm going to do the sentiment along the bottom. Now to do it again on here, you've got to make sure that it's dry, and you notice that I rubbed it over with a little bit of the embossing powder again, because the embossing powder will stick really easily to the Brusho or any wet patches. And then I will do the butterfly here. And the Versamark does dry out a little bit. It's not super fast, but you do want to make sure that you get the powder on there relatively quickly. And if you've got any spots, I mean, this doesn't really matter too much because I'm going to be cutting it out with the punch, but if you've got any spots like this where you don't want it to stick, this is just a little eye makeup brush with a tapered end on it, and it works really well for getting rid of those little extra bits of embossing powder where you don't want them. Okay, now this beautiful little punch that goes with the Butterfly Gala stamp set. Okay, so I've got a Grapefruit Grove cardstock base here, and I'm actually going to use a fair bit more glue than what I would normally use, just because this base is so bent from the heat and the water, and I want it to be on the card nice and flat. So I'm going to pop that there like that, and I'm just going to use a couple of dimensionals. Now you could do one on each wingtip if you wanted to. I've just done two in the middle there. And actually the sides of these packs work really well. Little half dimensionals just fit on these little butterflies really well. And isn't that lovely? You can just see that beautiful lattice underneath with the flowers. So I'll also finish off this card with a little bit of ribbon, and this is you get these 5 packs as this is another freebie from the Celebration catalogue. So you can get these for free when you spend $90. You can get this whole pack of ribbons for free. And this is Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to tie this around the outside of the card and make it a little bow here. You could also do a knot if you're not friendly with the whole bow situation. Try and make my bows quite small. I think that they look a lot neater. And isn't that pretty? And then when you open it as well, and we'll do the inside, but you get that pretty little treat of ribbon on the inside as well, which I think is really, really nice. You know, a finish to the inside of the card. And I don't glue my ribbon in place. I just tie it on a little bit firmly so that it stays put. But I don't think that it needs to be glued in place. Grapefruit Grove, and what did we say? Daffodil Delight. And we'll stamp that pretty little butterfly. Whoops. In Daffodil Delight. We'll say all the good things in life are better with you. I think that's a nice one. So with these sentiments that have got the running writing, they're really great when they're mixed with these straight fonts, because you can just line up the straight font and not worry about the running writing, the cursive fonts. But if they are all cursive font, then just try and keep the line underneath the writing straight rather than looking at the writing itself. Keep the line underneath the writing straight, because the writing always puts me off because it's on an angle. So that was a little trick that I learned, just to make it a bit more straight when you stamp it. So that's that. And you can also, you know, stamp your envelope while you've got all of these little bits and pieces out. And isn't that a lovely cheerful card to brighten someone's day? Nice positive little note. So that's that. Thank you very much for joining me for another craft video. Today I have used the Butterfly Gala bundle with the matching punch, the Free Celebration Lovely Lattice stamp set, and the Free Celebration Organdy ribbon combo pack. So there's 5 different ribbons that you get in those packs. And Brusho heat embossing with clear and copper, the shimmery cardstock, and a lot of fun. I hope you've had fun today with me too. If you have any questions about any products or techniques or anything at all, please drop me a line. If you would like a copy of the Occasions catalogue or Celebrations catalogue, they come as a pair, please drop me a line. I'm happy to post them anywhere within Australia, as long as you don't have a demo who you already order through. And remember to use my host code so you get sport with goodies. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining me.